Right now, somewhere in your mouth, there is a war going on. You can't feel it. You can't see it. But bacteria are eating away at your teeth, one microscopic bite at a time. You brush twice a day, you floss sometimes, you still get cavities. Now, picture a wolf. It has never touched a toothbrush in its life. It has never seen a dentist. It rips into raw meat, cracks bone with its jaws, and swallows. And its teeth are fine. Most people assume it's because wild animals just have tougher teeth. That's not quite right. The real answer isn't about strength at all. It's about something happening in your mouth right now that never happens in theirs. And once you hear it, you'll never look at your own toothbrush the same way again. Stick around, because the last part of this story is about why your mouth is basically stuck in the wrong century. Let's start with the obvious suspect: diet. A lion doesn't eat birthday cake. It eats sinew, cartilage, raw flesh, and bone. Every meal is basically a scrubbing session. The bone crunching alone scrapes plaque right off the enamel. There's no sugar in an antelope's leg, no syrup, no soda. The bacteria living in a lion's mouth simply never get the fuel they need to cause damage. But here's what's fascinating. It's not just carnivores. Herbivores face a completely different food problem. Bark, twigs, coarse grass, none of it is sweet either. So plant eaters and meat eaters end up in the same place, just by different roads. Almost no sugar reaches their teeth, ever. Compare that to a human diet. Bread, soda, candy, pasta, cereal, sugar hiding inside things that don't even taste sweet. Every single bite is a tiny buffet for the bacteria in your mouth. So that's suspect number one. But diet alone doesn't explain everything. Because here's the next question. Even herbivores who eat rough, fibrous plants sometimes get natural sugars from fruit. So why don't their teeth rot too? This is where it gets stranger. Saliva. Wild animal saliva tends to run more alkaline than ours. That means it's better at neutralizing acid before it ever eats into the enamel. Think of acid as the actual weapon that causes cavities, not sugar itself. Sugar is just the ammunition. Acid is what pulls the trigger, and alkaline saliva works like a constant rinse cycle, washing debris away and keeping the whole mouth in balance. Human saliva just isn't built for the sugar load we throw at it. Our mouths evolved for something closer to raw roots and occasional fruit, not 3 sugary coffees and a candy bar between meals. So what killed the whole "wild animals have better teeth" myth? Because there's a twist here too. Researchers studying wild chimpanzees found something nobody expected: cavities. Real ones. In the wild. Not in zoos, not in captivity, in actual free-living chimps. And the surprising part wasn't that they had cavities, it was where the cavities showed up. In humans, the back molars usually take the hit. That's where sugar and bacteria pool and sit for hours. But in these wild primates, the damage clustered on the front teeth instead. Why? Because of something chimps do called wodging. They stuff chewed up fruit against their front teeth and suck the sugary juice straight out, sometimes for fruits like figs, which carry a surprising amount of natural sugar. So even in the wild, without a single candy bar in sight, sugar-loaded fruit combined with a specific eating habit was enough to start decay. That single discovery quietly rewrote a decades-old assumption. Wild animals aren't magically immune. They're just playing a very different game with very different rules. But there's a darker reason wild teeth look so healthy, and it has nothing to do with biology at all. Imagine you're a wolf. You break a canine tooth on a bone that's too hard. There's no dentist. There's no filling. There's no soft food diet to fall back on. If you can't tear meat anymore, you can't eat. If you can't eat, you don't survive the season. In the wild, a damaged tooth isn't an inconvenience. It's often a death sentence. So the animals we see out there, thriving, with intact teeth, aren't a random sample. They're the survivors. The ones with bad teeth simply aren't around long enough for us to study them. It's not that decay doesn't happen. It's that decay gets removed from the population almost instantly. Nature is running a brutal filter, 24 hours a day. There's one more piece to this puzzle, and it might be the strangest part of all. Most wild animals just don't live long enough for slow-building decay to catch up with them. A cavity in a human can take years to fully form. Most prey animals in the wild don't get years. Their lifespans are cut short by predators, disease, or starvation long before their teeth would ever have time to fail on their own. In a strange way, dying young is protecting their smile. Humans, meanwhile, are the opposite story entirely. We've engineered away almost every threat that used to kill us early. We've conquered starvation. We've conquered most predators. We've stretched our lifespans further than any species in history, which means our teeth now have to survive decades longer than evolution ever prepared them for. Every extra birthday is another year your enamel has to hold the line against a diet drowning in sugar. Wild animals never had to solve that problem because nature solved it for them in the cruelest way possible. So let's zoom out. It's not really about lions or wolves or chimps at all. It's about the trade you didn't know you made. You get to live past 30, past 60, past 90. You get soft bread and sweet drinks and food that never fights back. But your mouth is still running ancient software, built for a world that ran out of sugar most days, not one that soaked in it constantly. Every cavity you've ever had wasn't a personal failure. It was a mismatch between a Stone Age mouth and a modern day diet. Wild animals don't beat that mismatch through toughness. They beat it because the ones who lost never got old enough to prove it. You don't have that luxury, and honestly, you don't want it. You get to keep going after your teeth start to fail. They never did. So the next time you brush your teeth, remember what you're actually doing. You're not just cleaning enamel. You're fighting a battle no wild animal on Earth has ever had to survive long enough to lose.